Hi everyone, I'm glad to announce our new community event for Diablo 4 Season 10. This starts this Friday, October 10th, and it will run 9 days until October 19. This is hardcore solo self-found. Now, we don't have a solo self-found option, so obviously you just intended to play alone and not trade with anyone. And the idea behind this is that this is not a crazy race or something like that. You don't have to sit there all day and blast, but instead it's kind of, you take your time and you see how far you get. We put very low caps on, for example, paragons, masterworking, and what kind of gear you're allowed to wear, so that the game remains very challenging all the way throughout, and you don't really have a huge advantage from playing a lot or people that have played Season 10 hardcore before, for example. So I'm gonna go through the rules and how to earn points in a second, but this is the core idea, and everyone is allowed to participate. We have a bunch of streamers, we have a bunch of our Maxroll guys participating, so everyone is free to join and just see what they can do. Not just that, but this time we also have some small prizes for participants. So we're not going to give out prizes to the winners because there is not really good moderation we can do in order to ensure that all the rules are properly followed. So instead we're going to raffle it to participants. And one of the prizes is actually coming from Blizzard, for example. We're going to raffle away one combo of all of the class sets for the StarCraft collection. And also the circling mount is coming from Blizzard, so they have sponsored this. Chronix is also putting in his own codes that he received from Blizzard, so we actually have 2 times all StarCraft armors and 2 times the Circ mount, and a few other goodies like some battle pass codes and so on. So anyone who participates and reaches like a certain minimum pit here will be allowed to enter into the raffle. So thanks to Blizzard for that, and let's jump into like the rules here. So we have this sheet where we'll be tracking everything, and we have several pages here. So there's a checklist as well. You can copy this, and then if you are playing through the event, for example, you can like just check mark whatever you have done. The standings here, we're gonna have like a list of what points people have gathered, and then a total and so on. We have a streamers list, so we have a lot of people already like logging in here, and you can see the links, you can follow along. So I guess especially in the first few days, there's going to be a lot of action here, and of course rip clips. And at the end, we're also going to be voting on a few categories, which is going to be amazing. Last time this was super fun. So let's talk about the rules here. You have to start on hardcore and never play with anyone, not never group with anyone, or never trade with anyone. Ideally, you do cross-play off. So that you just see less people in the world. So the idea is that this is like a world of solitude, and you are on your own. So we start at a certain time on Friday. This is 6 p.m. CET, 9 a.m. PST, with the spin the wheel ceremony. This is where we spin the wheel for all the streamers, what class they're getting. So I'll be doing that on my stream 1 hour before the launch of the event. Streamers are allowed to ban 1 class, and if that rolls, then I'm just gonna spin again. And yeah, last time this was super fun as well, and then we're just gonna fill up this list here. If you're not streaming, then you're free to do whatever you want, just play and have fun. Otherwise, you can ask me to spin for you if you want, so just come to my Twitch chat. Then we finish 9 days later on the Sunday, and you have to make a character with a specific name suffix. So this will be announced when the event starts, so that no one can just prepare a character already or something like that. You want to make sure that people kind of like level up together and have this feeling of a fresh start a little bit. So this is something that you have to keep an eye out for. We're gonna announce this when the time comes, basically. Now for the progression caps, mythics banned. Unique chaos perks also banned, so no mana shield and alter the balance and whatever. Blue amulets only, you'll have to gamble those, basically. 8 out of 12 masterwork cap, and 128 Paragon points, which is the equivalent of 100 Paragons if you have all renown. If you don't have all the renown, well, you just get a few more Paragons and you use those, but make sure that you're at 128 maximum. And then 2 special items, so this basically means 2 uniques, either null uniques or chaos, any combination works. Maximum royal gems, and everything else is allowed. So whatever you can find, whatever you can make work, is up to you with those rules. So as I mentioned at the start of the video, this is intentionally designed to be low time investment, basically. So this is kind of like what we try to make here. And even with just a few hours a day or so, you're gonna get pretty far. Then we have points. So how does that work? So you're supposed to submit screenshots of successful clears. So for example, when you take down a boss, you do like Duriel on Torment 3, you make a screenshot, you post it in our channel. We have a channel on my Discord for this event where you can submit your like, points and whatever you have cleared. So this will be here. We have the Diablo 4 social section. This is my wudijo Discord. It's also linked down here in the sheet. So you also have the discussion channel, submission channel, and so on. You just throw it in there, and then we have a few mods helping out to make sure that we collect all the points. So per pit tier, you get 1 point. So if you go higher, you get more points. You can override it. Per levels, per difficulty, you get 1 point. So T1 Duriel is 1 point, T2 Duriel is 2 points, and so on. And then Lilith, Astaroth, Bartuk as well, same story. So we have also this checklist here. You can see all of that. So you can kind of just go through this, check mark it, or just submit your points, and then you'll be added here in the standings. So these are the big things. And then we have a few extra little, like just for fun, kind of 1-pointers or so. So for non-streamers, if you find anyone in this event who is a streamer, you can trade them, and they are forced to give you 1 gold. You take a screenshot, you get 1 point. Then if you do a 1000 adder T4 horde, you get a point. Then we have a highest pit clear with only 1 skill on the bar. So this is kind of like a relative competition. The highest gets 3 points, the second 2 points, and the third 1 point. Then we have a Mythic Chaos Rift. If you find one, you get a point. Take a screenshot. Then a Puzzle Seller, plus 1 point. Worst Transmog voted, plus 1 point. Worst Transmog voted, plus 1 point. And if you have a tie at the end, for some reason, we're going to do PvP. It's going to be pretty fun. And that's pretty much all to know about this event. So you have the channel on my Discord. Make sure you submit your stuff there, and you're going to be added to the sheet. There's a few more like points about how to do all of that. Here's the links to my Discord and so on. You can find it all in the sheet here in the rules. And some additional tips. So if you don't have hardcore renown, for example, you cannot do the boosts that they introduced like a few seasons back. You have to get all the renown yourself, but it's actually pretty fast these days. So people told me they've done it in like 3-4 hours or so completely. Technically, you can also just go to renown 4, which is something you relatively autocomplete outside of finding the altars. So for that, I recommend just use the map, run around for like an hour or two. You're gonna have all the altars, and then as you level up, use the strongholds and a few dungeons or something, and you're basically there. So it's not such a big deal these days. They made it very easy and very fast in the past, and people don't really realize how fast it actually goes these days. And for the prices, so here's like the full breakdown. So if you reach pit 55, which means you have to unlock Torment 4, then you are in for the run for the StarCraft cosmetics and the Zerg mounts. One by Blizzard, one by Chronix. And then we also have the StarCraft profile emblems and the Lix battle passes also by Blizzard. So if you reach Torment 1, so basically just leveling to 60, then you're going to be in a raffle for that. And we're going to do this at the end of the event when we do like the final wrap up. And lastly, the fresh start guidelines. So this is just out there for people that have played the hardcore season already and they already have some mods and so on. So if you want to get more of a feeling of a fresh start, I have put this here just to kind of like keep it somewhat in line with people that are starting fresh. Obviously, if you have played hardcore in this season already, then you should also like, empty your obols and your buttering and your season wrap and so on. And just try to not overuse your gold and your materials too much. But realistically, since we have these caps here, you don't really have a big advantage anyway. And that's about it for the event. So I'm probably going to have some sort of wrap up after we're done here. So last time we had a ton of like, funny rip clips and all that. And some really cool like T4 Lilith encounters and this kind of stuff, which was amazing. It felt a bit like season 0 again when I was fighting Lilith for 8 minutes and barely taking her down, basically. That was crazy. And we had these insane moments basically that people shared, which was really fun. So you can also just follow along. I hope this is an event that everyone has fun with, either playing or watching. And I'm gonna keep you guys posted about what's going on. Otherwise, you'll find me on the stream. I'll be blasting like with those event rules basically all week when it starts. And see you there. So hope you liked this, and I'll see you guys next time.